The Lesser Key of Solomon is a grimoire attributed to the Jewish king Solomon, but probably compiled in the mid-17th century. One of the principal aspects of the Lesser Keys is the Goetia, which is a catalogue of 72 demons that can be summoned to do one's bidding. The term, Goetia, comes from ancient Greek and means charm or spell. While it claims Solomon as its author, this list was clearly inspired by earlier medieval grimoires, including Johan Weyer's Pseudodemonarchia Daemonum, 1577, Henrich Cornelius Agrippa's 3 books of occult philosophy, Pseud-Pietro Dabino's Heptameron, and the Magical Calendar, 1620. The Goetia was popularized again in the 19th century by occultist Eliphas Levi, who framed summoning demons as a means of harnessing the forces of the spiritual realm. They were also popularized by Samuel Liddell MacGregor Mathers, who translated the Lesser Keys into English. Aleister Crowley also included the Goetia into his new religion, Thelema. Discover the 72 demons in the Solomon manuscript with the seals used for summoning. Baal is the king of the East and appears in diverse shapes, including a cat, a toad, or a man. He can make men go invisible. Agres appears as an old man riding a crocodile and carrying a goshawk. He teaches languages and tongues and has the power to destroy dignity, both temporal and spiritual, plus cause earthquakes. Vasigo shares the same nature as Agres and is the spirit of good nature who declares things past and to come, and can discover things hidden and lost. Samagina appears in the form of a small horse or an ass and then in human form on command. He speaks with a hoarse voice and teaches all liberal sciences and can give accounts of dead souls. Marbas appears as a lion but will appear in human form. He answers questions about things that are hidden or secret and causes diseases and cures them. He can grant knowledge of the mechanical arts and can change men into other shapes. Valifor appears as a lion with the head of an ass, bellowing. He is a good familiar but can tempt his companions to steal. Ammon appears as a wolf with a serpent tail vomiting flames, but can be commanded to take on the shape of a man with the teeth of a dog and a head like a raven. He solves feuds and can tell all things, past, present, and future. Barbatos appears in a Sagittarius as a noble king. He gives understanding of the singing of birds and the voices of other creatures, such as the barking of dogs. He can break enchantments. Paimon appears in the form of a man sitting upon a dromedary with a glorious crown. He is announced by a host of spirits with trumpets, cymbals, and other instruments. He can teach all arts and sciences and other secret things. He teaches about the earth, water, and the mind. He can bind another man and make him subject to the magician. Bua appears in the shape of a Sagittary and teaches moral and natural philosophy and logic, as well as the virtues of herbs and plants. He can heal distemper. Gushan appears like a Xenophilus and tells all things, showing the meaning and resolution of all questions. He can make and break friendships and give honor and dignity to anyone. Citri appears with a leopard's head and the wings of a griffin, but will take human form on command, a very beautiful human. He inflames love between men and women and lust. Belith appears on a pale horse heralded by trumpets. He is furious in appearance and must be faced with courage and a hazel wand to command him into the triangle. He causes love and fulfills desires. Larage appears as an archer clad in green and carrying a bow and quiver. He can cause great battles and contests and make arrow wounds putrefy. Eligios appears as a knight carrying a lance, an ensign, and a serpent. He can discover hidden things, know the future, and predict the outcomes of wars. Zephyr appears in red apparel and armor, like a soldier. He causes women to love men, bringing them together, but also making them barren. Botus appears as an ugly viper or a man with great teeth and 2 horns carrying a sharp sword. He tells about the past, present, and future and reconciles foes. Bathan appears as a man with the tail of a serpent on a pale horse. He teaches about herbs and precious stones and can transport men instantly between places. Salos appears as a gallant soldier riding on a crocodile with a jewel crown on his head, but peacefully. He causes the love of women and men and women. Person appears comely, like a man with a lion's face carrying a cruel viper and riding a bear. Many trumpets go before him. He knows all things hidden and can discover treasure. He knows all things past, present, and future. Marax appears as a bull with the face of a man. He can teach astronomy and the liberal sciences as well as the virtues of herbs and stones. Ipos appears as an angel with a lion's head, a goose's foot, and a hare's tail. He knows all things and can make men witty and bold. Aim appears as a handsome man with 3 heads. a serpent, a man with 2 stars on his forehead, and a calf. He rides a viper carrying a firebrand. He can set cities, castles, and other great places on fire. Naberius appears as a black crane fluttering in a circle and speaks with a hoarse voice. He makes men cunning in the arts and sciences, especially rhetoric. He can restore lost dignity and honors. Glaciolabulus appears as a dog with wings and teaches all arts and sciences and is also the author of bloodshed and manslaughter. He can make a man go invisible. Bune appears as a dragon with 3 heads, of a dog, a griffin, and a man. He can cage the place of the dead, cause spirits to gather, give riches unto a man, or make him wise and eloquent. Renev appears in the form of a monster and teaches rhetoric, knowledge of tongues, and favors with friends and foes. Belial appears as a soldier in red armor on a red horse and wearing a gold crown. He gives true answers, turns other metals to gold, and can grant great dignity. Astereth appears as a hurtful angel riding an infernal beast like a dragon and carrying a viper. He answers all questions, can discover secrets, and can tell a man the reason for his own fall. Fornius appears as a great sea monster and can teach rhetoric. He causes man to have a good name and the understanding of tongues. Phorus appears in human form and can grant understanding of herbs and precious stones. He also teaches logic and ethics and can make men invisible, live long, and eloquent. Asmodeus is a fearsome creature with 3 heads, a bull, a man, and a ram. He also had a serpent's tail, webbed feet, and flaming breath. He rode on a dragon and carried a lance and a banner. He was the first and foremost among the demons under the rule of Ameton, one of the 4 kings of the cardinal directions. Asmodeus was also called the Great Bear of the offspring of a dragon. He was known for plotting against newlyweds, spoiling the beauty of virgins, and making hearts grow cold. Asmodeus hates water and fish, which can be used against him. Garp appears in human shape when the sun is in southern signs and acts as a guide. He can make men insensible or ignorant, and he can also teach them philosophy and the liberal sciences. He can cause love or hatred and carry men speedily from one kingdom to another. Furfur appears in the form of a hart with a fiery tail. He never speaks the truth unless compelled and brought within a triangle, where he takes the form of an angel. He can urge love, create lightning and thunderstorms, and share divine secrets. Marchosius appears as a wolf with griffin wings and a serpent tail, vomiting fire, but can be commanded to appear as a man. He can be commanded to fight for the magician. Stolas appears in the form of a raven at first, but under command will take human form. He teaches astronomy and the virtues of herbs and precious stones. Phoenix appears like a phoenix with the voice of a child. He sings sweet notes that can distract the magician, who must command him to take human form. He can teach the sciences and poetry. Halphas appears as a stock dove and can build towers and furnish them with weapons. He can send men of war to appointed places. Malphas appears as a crow but will also take human form. He can build houses and high towers and can bring knowledge of an enemy's desires and thoughts. He is known to be a deceiver. Raum appears in the form of a crow but will appear human under command. He steals treasures and takes them where commanded. He can destroy cities and the dignity of men, and tell all things, past, present, and future. Focalor appears as a man with a griffin's wings. He can slay men, drown them in water, overthrow ships of war, and command the wind and sea. Vepa appears like a mermaid and governs the waters to guide ships. He can cause the seas to be stormy or appear full of ships. He can make men die in 3 days by putrefying their wounds and causing worms to breed in them. Sabnik was commanded by Solomon into a vessel of brass. He appears in the form of an armed soldier with a lion's head rising in a pale-colored horse. He can build high towers, castles, and cities, and furnish them with armor and more. He can afflict men for many days with wounds and sores rotten with worms. Shax appears in the form of a stock dove, speaking with a voice hoarse but subtle. He takes away sight, hearing, or understanding from any man or woman on command. He steals money and can fetch horses or any other things. But to control him, he must be commanded into a triangle, or he will deceive the magician and tell him lies. Vine appears in the form of a lion riding a black horse and bearing a viper. His role is to discover hidden things, witches, wizards, and things past, present, and to come. He can be commanded to build towers, overthrow great stone walls, and make water rough with storms. Bifrus appears in the form of a monster, but will appear as a man when commanded. He teaches astrology, geometry, and other arts and sciences, plus the virtues of stones and wood. He can change the location of dead bodies and light candles on the graves of the dead. Weyer appears in the form of a mighty dromedary at first, but under the command of a magician, will take on human form and speak in Egyptian, but not perfectly. He procures the love of a woman and tells of things past, present, and future. He also finds friendship and can create friendship between foes. Goetia appears as a bull with a griffin's wings but will appear human. He can make men wise and instruct them in diverse things. He can transmute metals into gold and water into wine. Crowley appears as an angel and speaks about mystically hidden things. He teaches geometry and the liberal sciences. He can produce great noises, like the rushing of much water, and can warm waters and discover baths. Phurkes appears as a cruel old man with a long beard and hoary head riding upon a pale horse with a sharp weapon. He teaches philosophy, astrology, rhetoric, logic, chiromancy, and pyromancy. Balaam appears with 3 heads, of a bull, a man, and a ram. He has the tail of a serpent and flaming eyes. He rides on a furious bear and carries a boss hawk in his fist. He answers all questions truthfully and can make a man go invisible. Eliphas appears as a soldier riding a great horse, with the face of a red lion with flaming eyes. He can teach astronomy and the liberal sciences. Cameo appears as a thrush but will appear as a man carrying a sharp sword. He can see answers in burning ashes or the coals of a fire. He can give understanding of birds, bullocks, dogs, and other creatures, plus the voice of water. Murmur appears as a warrior riding a griffin with a ducal crown. He teaches philosophy and how to constrain dead souls and get them to answer questions. Oribus appears as a horse but will also take on human form. He can discover all things past, present, and future. He can give dignity and prestige, and the favor of friends and foes. He will give true answers about divinity and the creation of the world. Grimoire appears as a beautiful woman with a duchess crown tied about her waist and riding a great camel. He can tell all things, including about treasure and where it is hidden, and can find the love of women. Oz appears as a leopard but will also take on human form. He can make one cunning in the liberal sciences and give true answers about divine and secret things. He can also help the magician shapeshift. Amy appears in the flames of a fire and will take the shape of a man. He can teach astrology and the liberal sciences. Orus appears as a lion, riding a horse with a serpent's tail and holding 2 hissing serpents. He teaches the virtues of the stars and knows the mansions of the planets and how to understand them. Ge can transform men and give them dignity and prestige and the favor of friends and foes. Vapula appears in the form of a lion with griffin's wings. He makes men knowledgeable of handicrafts and similar professions, as well as philosophy and the sciences. Zagan appears in the form of a bull with a griffin's wings but can also take human form. He makes men witty and fools wise. He can turn wine to water and blood to wine, and water to wine. He can turn all metals into coins. Valak appears as a child with angel wings riding a 2-headed dragon. He gives true answers about hidden treasures and tells where serpents may be seen, and helps sorcerers tame them. Andros appears as an angel with the head of a black night raven riding on a black world and with a sharp sword. He can sow discord, and if the magician is not careful, he will slay him. Floros usually appears as a humanoid leopard with big claws, but will appear human with flaming eyes and a terrible countenance. He must be commanded into the triangle or will lie in all things. He can destroy and burn the magician's enemies. Andrilphus appears as a peacock but will also appear in human form. He can teach geometry, measurement, and astronomy. He can transform a man into the likeness of a bird. Chimaris appears as a valiant warrior riding on a black horse. He rules over the spirits in Africa and teaches grammar, logic, rhetoric, and how to discover things that are lost. Amjusius appears as a unicorn but will take human form. He can cause trees to bend and incline to the magician's will. Belial appears as 2 beautiful angels sitting in a chariot of fire. He can distribute positions of power. Decorabia appears as a start in a pentacle, but will appear as a man on command. He can teach the virtues of birds and precious stones and make all kinds of birds fly. Seer appears as a beautiful man riding on a winged horse. He brings an abundance of things to pass on a sudden and carries anything you might want to any place. He can pass over the whole earth in the twinkling of an eye. He gives a true account of all sorts of thefts and hidden treasures, and similar things. He is under the command of Amaimon, the king of the East. Dantalion appears as a man with many countenances with a book in his right hand. He teaches sciences and shares secret counsel. He knows the thoughts of all men and can change their will. He can show simulacrums of any person and grant visions. Andromalius appears as a man holding a great serpent. He can bring back a thief and the goods that have been stolen. He can discover wickedness and underhanded dealings. He can punish thieves and the wicked.